You seen the Eddie Hearn mug?
That was close, mate.
So welcome back to another Chat Kit episode today. This week you're doing a bit of a Champions League special with the final coming up. How's it all going on? You all right?
Yeah, I'm good. Liverpool beat United, so can't be bad, really, can it?
I know. It was mad how many games they had in a row, wasn't
Yeah, yeah. It's the fans' own fault, innit? The
it?
FA have always done it as well. They just don't respect teams really. So
Yeah, so you're putting together a bit of a good run, aren't you, anyway, Liverpool?
yeah, hopefully towards the end of the season, it's what we needed really. Good strong finish, and hopefully we get top four at the end of the day. It'd be a miracle if we do, and I think Klopp's surely got to get some laudits for that. But
But as we said, it's a Champions League final coming up, and we're going to do the best shirts from the final since the inception in '92 for the Champions League. So we were discussing just before it the amount of shirts that have been and gone, and obviously unbelievable ones at that,
yeah.
and also some of the mad teams that have been in finals as well. I mean, how did you find sifting through them?
Oh, it was ridiculous. I'm sure you could put it on here, couldn't you? You could put the spreadsheet on here, but literally the other night, I was working on a spreadsheet, and some of the teams that are just in there is ridiculous. Some of the games that have been played and the kits, like we're talking early '90s kits all the way to modern day kits. So the kits are just so difficult to choose. Some, I mean, there's going to be a Real Madrid shirt in there somewhere because they've won it about 10 times over the course of the 20 years. But yeah.
I know. Yeah, so we've put together the top five. Which one have you put in at number five then for your list?
So my first one, I didn't really want to put one of these shirts in, but it is the United home shirt 98-99. And they wore this one when they beat Bayern 2-1 at the Camp Nou, and it's the man in charge at the minute. It was Ollie at the time who scored the winner to get them through in injury time. And I looked at that final, and they scored the goals in like the 91st and 93rd minute, which is just ridiculous. But I mean, the shirt itself, it's an Umbro shirt from the time, which, as we know, Umbro 90s shirts were amazing. He did make some quality shirts, exactly like you're wearing now. And this United shirt, if Liverpool had a shirt like this, it's just got such a nice collar. It's got the Umbro signs down the sleeves all the way down, and when I saw it, I saw a picture of Beckham wearing it, and it screams class, really. And I think it sort of partners well with that United team at the side of just pure class. I think there's nothing really wrong with it, which is shit, really, because they're a Liverpool fan.
Well, the one that you've sent me is Beckham, obviously, in his long sleeve. And I think the cuffs on it. I think it just everything, the whole round design of the shirt. I just think is just unbelievable. I think that Umbro didn't really put a foot wrong, especially with long sleeve shirts as well. I think it's just looks class, and as much as you have just said it, it's even more worse for me to say that it's a great shirt. It makes me feel a bit sick, but obviously that final, they went on to win the treble after that as well. So it was obviously we were winning the playoff final against Gillingham, and they were winning the Champions League final in the same week.
It's mad, isn't it? It's bizarre.
Promoted from Division 2.
Bizarre that, isn't it? But the thing is, if you had an Umbro kit, I'm sure you must have had an Umbro kit back then as well.
It was the Kappa shirt. So we had the green and black away shirt. So we had I'd arguably say we had a just as nice a shirt at the time, but that's me being biased.
Not the same trophy though, is it?
No. So I've gone for the Valencia shirt 99 to 2000. Now, when we did the La Liga shirts, we put them together. I did mention about the orange Valencia shirts that I love, and the one I did have a few years later. This has snuck in based on the fact that I love Valencia shirts, and I love the away shirt, especially in orange. And this time, I just think it's just such a simple shirt, but I just think that the orange just catches the eye so much, and I think the sponsor is it's just so big and just covers so much. I think it adds to it. I just find it bizarre that Valencia were even in the Champions League final. Looking back at it now, but the colour of it as well. I think colour is a really nice thing. Like, I love an actual colour on it as well, but I think this is just a bit of different colour, because it takes up quite a lot of space and it's black compared to the orange.
Yeah. I know what you mean.
But it is a great shirt.
Yeah, it is a bright shirt. I had a look at it myself. So I think I had a look at the blue shirt. I think it was from the year before, the year after. Because they also made the final for that as well, didn't they? Which is bizarre.
Yeah.
Didn't win either of them, of course, but it is an amazing shirt. And I think they were quite similar, the blue and the orange. I think the difference was the collar. And definitely looking at this shirt, the collar and even the trim around the arms, they've got like a really nice black trim, which is the same as the collar.
Yeah.
So to have them with each other at the time, it does look really nice. And it's even that like piping, the white piping they've got running along the arm. Sometimes they work really well, sometimes they don't. But in this case, it just works so well.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I think this one just works really well.
Yeah, it just comes off, and they've pulled it off massively. And as you said, with that sponsor, it's a weird brand, but I don't know too sure what that brand is.
I quite like it.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Right. So my fourth one was the Juventus away kit. Hang on, I've lost the date for it a minute. They lost to Dortmund 3-1 at the Olympic Stadion in Munich. Now I'm trying to find what year it's from at the minute. 96, 97 shirt. I think I've got it.
Yeah, it is 96, 97.
Now they did have two similar kits, and I think this is the kit. So this is the kit from when they lost it. The year before they won it. But I chose this one purely because of that picture I sent you, which you could put up, which is Del Piero in the long sleeve shirt. It's so oversized, but it's so good. And I think it looks better than the other one, the one previous, because they've got the yellow star on the shoulder, whereas this one, it's got the white star, and it's got the yellow line that runs all the way down, and it matches on the shorts as well. And it stood out to me because there's loads of Juve kits which look similar, and you've got a few nice home kits from that era which are really nice. They've got the nice collar, and I prefer that collar, that sort of design with the V, and then it's got the bit coming across it as well. I think it looks really smart, and that blue is just a bit different. It's not like a Chelsea blue. It's not like I don't know what, not like an Everton blue. It's sort of like a bit tamer to say. It suits that yellow really well. And as we were saying with the United kit as well, those cuffs, I just love cuffs on long sleeve shirts. It's just amazing. But I just thought,
I do know what you mean. I think this is an absolute classic. It really is. As soon as you sent it me, I thought that's an absolute beauty of a shirt. I love the Juventus badge when it was just the stars. I think that the one now, I'm not as much of a fan of. I'd probably say that, and then the one after it, and then the one they've got now. On any other day, I probably would have put it in myself, but the reason I didn't was just because I picked some others, and I thought it was difficult. I found putting a shirt that might have lost the Champions League final. That's mad that you're picking a loser to win.
I know what you mean. So that's what I mean. That Dortmund shirt as well that year it's one of those fluorescent yellow shirts, and those shirts now are highly collectible. Everyone wants those Dortmund shirts, but then I looked at it compared to this Juve shirt, and I was like, you know what? If I was donning that like blue long sleeved Juve shirt to the pub, I'd feel so much better. I'd be like, look at me. So what was your fourth one?
So the fourth was another Juventus shirt. It was the 97-98 home shirt. So I've got this one in the list because it's a bit different to the usual Juventus stripes. It's got, the arms are different, and also it's missing a bit at the top. It's just white. This is just peak Zidane when he was just getting into his world-class stage. And I think that with Sony sponsors on the front with Juventus, another great sponsor. I think that Kappa did make it a little bit different. Obviously, the collar's a bit different to the usual Kappa shirt. And I like it when it's sort of as though the Champions League badge, when you look at it, the way it's on, it's as though it's on its own and everyone has to look at it. I was going to pick the one from the other year, do you know, the really thin stripes that they wore when they got beat in the final against Real Madrid.
I
was going to pick that, but this one just took it over just because when you see that shirt, you automatically think of Zidane. And I think he was one of my favourite players that I've ever played.
Yeah.
And when I sent you the picture of him in it, I was thinking that's all I could think about. That's nothing else but Zidane. So I think that's mainly why I've picked it, and that's probably one of the reasons why it's not any higher than fourth. But he was one of my favourite players that's ever played.
That's what I mean. Some of these kits, like we said, with like the previous one I pointed out with the Juve one with Del Piero and stuff, you associate those players with the kits, don't you, as well? And
definitely.
Zidane and Juve, especially the black and white kits, that's what you associate Zidane with, don't you? That or Real Madrid, and Kappa smashed it again, haven't they? They've changed the design up again. It's not a stock template, and the badge again has changed, and changing that badge, still making it look smart, and having the sponsor and the badge sit in between the black stripe looks so smart.
I know.
It just suits the kit down to a T, really. Yeah.
Moving on to number 3. Which one have you got number 3?
So my number 3 is actually a more recent one. It's the most recent one I've got on the list. And this is, again, another team that lost. This is my team. We lost to Real Madrid 3-1 in Kiev. But the kit we were wearing at the time was absolutely stunning. It was our anniversary kit. And it was sort of a throwback to some of the old kits, previous old kits. And for me, this is my favourite Liverpool kit of that I've grew up with. Some absolutely beautiful kits that I've worn, and some beautiful kits that I own. But for me, this is the kit that I associate the most with. And even though we lost that final, I don't think that kit is marred by that. Like sometimes you get kits that can be marred by the result of the game, but that kit just, I think New Balance smashed it that year. And I don't know why we got rid of New Balance, because the New Balance kits were just amazing.
You think?
Yeah, so I thought they were just different at the time. You had loads of Adidas templates coming out, loads of Nike templates, and New Balance at the time were designing kits that were just a lot different to other clubs from modern like kit makers. Sort of what Puma are doing now, where they're bringing out.
Is it because? Do you think it's because they don't have as many teams? Like, so to speak, because New Balance was it like Sevilla at the time as well, and
Porto, I think, as well.
Porto. Yeah, and they were only making that many shirts, and they were putting all the time into that. And I think, I think that might have been the case.
Yeah, it definitely was, because there was a lot of supply issues with New Balance and those kits, and obviously they weren't making them for the masses like your Nikes or your Adidas do, where they just, they just churn them out, pump them out. Like nowadays, I think you get the Liverpool kits this year, brand new at the start of the season, they were 60, 70 quid. They're now on sale on Nike and on the Liverpool site for about 40, 50 quid. And you didn't get that with the New Balance shirts, because you couldn't get one. If you didn't get one, you didn't get one. And I think having that sort of limited availability allows you to put more time into the design of the shirt. And I think with this, with the anniversary shirt, it's shown so well. It's just everything about it looks amazing. I mean, if they changed the sponsor slightly, maybe lowered it down a bit, I think it might be really a bit better. But
I do agree with you. This is a great shirt. I think the collar of it, again, is just really simple. And I think that having that badge back again is the best decision I think Liverpool have made. As much as when I grew up, obviously I remember the other one. I did think that was a good badge, but I think that this just makes it look a bit more.
It's more like authentic to say. It's sort of, you associate more with the club, I guess. So that sort of crest. It is a nice badge and it is a lovely crest, but I think that's more as what we've seen recently is the American side of the game. I think it is a very Americanized logo, but this to me is the better badge. And I think, as you're saying with
the OG.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You just can't go wrong with it, can you? But yeah, this looks more like a 90s kit. If it wasn't with the new materials, you could easily pass it off as a 90s kit, and maybe not with the sponsor, but the collar, the cuffs on the end of it, it's just a great shirt, really. Yeah, that's why I picked it for my third choice. So what about you?
My third, I picked the Barcelona 2010-2011 home shirt now. I don't think I could have spoke about it as much as I did in the La Liga one and say how much about the Champions League that I loved watching it.
Yeah.
And then not pick it in this one.
I know what you mean.
The reason I picked this home shirt is just because it's an absolute beautiful design. I absolutely love the colour on the yellow colour.
Yeah.
And the stripes are it just looks so perfect. I think it is arguably one of the best ones that they've released. And then to watch them in that final against Man United absolutely destroy them in England.
Yeah.
I think I'm still going to go and say that this is the best team to have played in Europe. I think just collective, the football they played and the passing and the movement and the goals they scored.
Yeah,
it's just untouchable completely. And Messi, David Villa, I think it was Pedro, wasn't it? And I fell in love with football again, watching them play football. They were just unbelievable as a team, and the shirt was amazing.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. And as we said, associating players, this is one of those kits where it is just amazing. And we've had Barcelona kits. I had a look at some of the Barcelona kits on their list from previous years, and they didn't have sponsors. And this is one of the kits where they brought in a sponsor and they're using it to goodwill. It's UNICEF. It's not, it's not Opel. It's not Samsung. It's not Sony. It's not Carlsberg or anything like that. It's a UNICEF logo, and I think it sort of makes that shirt ever so better. That they've sort of associated the greatness of the shirt, the greatness of the team, the greatness of the club with the charity itself, and the way they've been allowed to do it in yellow as well, along with that Nike tick. I think it just absolutely
everything just matches, doesn't it?
They've absolutely smashed it, and it's so good that they were able to win the Champions League that year.
In Wembley as well.
Yeah, the fashion they did it, put that kit on the biggest stage in the world and just show it off. Yeah.
Messi scored a header, didn't he? And everyone was saying that he couldn't do it, and he could only go one way. And to do that against probably one of the best centre back partnerships that's probably ever played in British football was Vidic and Ferdinand, and he just ran him ragged.
And we've seen Rio talk about it on like Champions League build-ups and stuff, and he said that night it was just they take you to a different level. They treat you like school kids. And who do
you think's better, Ronaldo or Messi?
I've always been a Messi fan. I think the way he's been able to do it for so long naturally. I think anyone has to respect Ronaldo, because to work that hard to get where he is amazing. But the natural ability of Messi from the age of 18, 19, but he made his debut at 17 or something, didn't he, for Barca? And the teams he's been playing with, it's just unreal. And he's still doing it now. And I mean, Ronaldo's still doing it now, but Messi had a bad year last year and still got 40 goal involvements, and it's ridiculous. It's stupid. And that year when he this must have been similar. It's near that year when he got, was it 90 goal involvements or 89 goal involvements in a year?
Joking,
or was it 90
goals? I think he
scored
90 goals. Yeah.
And he was something like, I had a look, and it was something like he missed 60 chances that year. Now imagine if he puts 10 of them away, and we could have seen 100 goal, calendar year. It's just, but even then, like, we're still talking it like it's impossible. It's not impossible for him
to do it again.
Yeah, and he's still putting up 50 goal involvements a year, and it's ridiculous.
Disgrace, isn't it?
Yeah. So, yeah, it's just great that he was in that shirt.
So, which one did you put in at number 2? Was it?
So, I'll do that. I'll just say I put the Barca one in now. I did have the Barca one in number one.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh.
So I mean, I can skip that if you want to do your number two, but yeah, I put it in number one for all the reasons we've already discussed. It's just such an iconic shirt. But yeah, go on. You do your number two, and I'll do my number one.
Okay. So the number two that I had was the Marseille shirt from 92-93.
Yeah.
Now, I think this is a really nice shirt. I just love the blue that's coming over the shoulder.
Yeah.
I think it's a beautiful shirt, an absolute beautiful shirt. I think that the Adidas that we've seen this year, which is like at the top of the shirt, and I think they've tried to redo it again. And I think it's just perfectly done. I think it's just such a simple design, the white and the blue.
Yeah.
And I don't think you can really argue it. I think at the time they had some great players as well. And to win the first Champions League with the players they had, French football at the time was booming. And I think that it's just well-remembered kit, isn't it? No sponsor on it in the Champions League as well.
Yeah, that's what I was surprised at looking at when I first got that, looking through them all. The first like 2 or 3 years, they didn't wear sponsors in the Champions League. And I think looking at that kit without a sponsor, it just makes it so much better.
Well, it actually does have Panasonic in it. I think that must be in the league. So with Panasonic on it, it's the same colour as obviously the blue.
Yeah,
and I think it looks so nice.
Yeah, it was good with Adidas. Like these, it was around that year. It was like 2 or 3 years. They made template shirts for select teams, didn't they? Liverpool had a kit like this. They had a green and a red one. The home and away, or the home and third shirt. I think you had I think I've sent you one before, the Japanese shirt as well.
Yeah.
But what they did so well, Adidas at the time, is they made the templates look unique to the teams.
Yeah.
And they just tweaked little things like how long the stripes went down, or how long the sleeves were, and it is beautiful. I think having just the 3 stripes on the shirt on that right arm, it's just amazing. And
instead of having like the 3 stripes down there and things like that.
Yeah, it's just so different. I'm looking at the shirt from the Champions League final specifically without the sponsor. I think it just looks so good plain. I think I seen one of these on sale. It came up on Facebook or something, and I was like, you know what, that's a beautiful kit. It is just amazing. But
I like how on the shorts it's carried on as well.
Yeah,
I think it's as though it's like carried on from up there and then it'd break and then come down
again. Yeah. It's just so smart how they've managed to do it. And we talk about great kits and early 90 kits and stuff, and they've managed to. I love a centralized badge, but they've moved that like sponsor centralized, and you don't see sponsors a lot. The Adidas logo, you don't see that a lot in the center, but I think they need to start doing it more often. It's just it's great. It does look smart when you pull it off right, and I think Adidas smashed it with this kit. Yeah,
definitely. So on your number 2.
Yeah, number 2, number 1. So mine was another white kit, and this is the Real Madrid home kit of 2001, 2003. And this kit is just screams Zidane. You look at it and you look at Zidane. And this game, Zidane won man of the match. They beat, like I said, they beat Bayer Leverkusen 2-1. And this was at Hampden Park in Glasgow. Yeah. And I was looking most recently with Hampden Park, and it was played with Queen's Park up until 2019, and now I don't think it's played by anyone. I think Scotland play there, but no club has played there. And it's like Queen's Park have played there for like 80 years, 100 years or something like that. And now they don't play. And it's just odd, but yeah, you imagine Zidane turning up to Glasgow and just absolutely rocking it in the Champions League final, wearing that shirt, looking like an absolute god. But yeah, the long sleeve shirt, Adidas, sponsorless as well at the time, and it's just absolutely stunning.
It's just simple, isn't it, that design?
Yeah, it's just great. And we said you associate players with the team and with the shirts, and that the Real Madrid side at the time was the Galactic. It was becoming the Galactico
littered
era,
with
wasn't it?
absolute stars, wasn't it?
Yeah. And looking at the way we've talked about the Adidas badges now, they've managed to change it from the stripes down there, the stripes across. But I think the way they've done it this time, especially with the long sleeve shirt, it just looks so smart and clean.
Definitely.
I like that sort of older stitched on version of the Real Madrid badge. They've changed it somehow, but it definitely looks a lot better than the more recent variations of it, or the modernized one. It just looks amazing. And Adidas again at the time were probably one of the biggest, along with Nike. Were just constantly turning out kits that were just amazing. And that to pull off a plain white kit that well was really good. Yeah.
The picture you sent me, I thought one of the two things was obviously the shirt straight away. Thought, the collar. But then looking down, and Predators are absolute beauty. A thing of absolute beauty. I had them when I was a kid. My mum picked them up from a charity shop for about £2.
Yeah.
They were the first boots I owned.
Yeah, I always used to try and go to was it JJB and stuff like that, trying to find the pre-owned shoes and stuff. And we'd always have a look at see if there's any nice Adidas Predators trainers have been returning and stuff like this. But it's just they've smashed that whole look of Zidane. Nice white kit, long sleeves, and then he's got the Predators on, and just ridiculous. It is ridiculous, yeah.
And obviously, in your number one, which one did you pick?
I went with the Barca one, and I don't think there's anything. I mean, we've talked about it too. Iconic European shirt, and at the time that team was just ridiculous. So that's the main reason I went for it. But
pretty similar reasons to what I picked it.
Yeah.
My number one, I think, is one of the best shirts that I've seen. I picked the Ajax 94 to 95 away shirt. Now there was so many players that were coming through in that team. Just a great batch of players coming through for Holland. The likes of Edgar Davids, Patrick Kluivert, Mark Overmars was there, Edwin van der Sar was there. There was just absolute stars coming through, and this shirt was an absolute beautiful pattern.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a proper Ajax shirt, isn't it? Do you know one of the crazy patterns, and that sponsor going down the side?
Yeah, it is an amazing shirt, and it's sort of all black as well, isn't it, with the red detailing? And you, like we said, you see all white kits. You don't see kits sort of all black, do you? Because it's quite hard to pull off. And looking at that it is an absolute beauty. The small red detailing all over it is, I think, what makes it really, doesn't it? It's just
in the badge fantastic as well. It's a half white, half red. And that collar is just a classic Umbro collar, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think that I love shirts from the late 80s, early 90s. I think that this is an absolute beautiful Ajax shirt. I think that not many designers would try a design like this anymore, which is a shame.
Yeah,
because it's a cult classic from any collector or want to buy this.
Yeah, as we were saying before, it's the way you design the shirts can make it. And we were saying some of the shirts, some kit makers go out there, and a lot of the 90s kits they did go a bit more mad with, and they tried more stuff. And you're looking at this Ajax kit, and it is just unbelievable the way they've managed to do it. And Definitely. They need to do more of it. And go out, change the sponsors. That sponsor down the side with the centralized badge is just unreal. They need to do more of that. But,
more centralized badges.
Yeah. Definitely need more of that. Yeah, definitely need more centralized badges. But yeah,
with all that done now, we've looked over and talked over some great shirts. The big prediction that we've got, the extra one, is the Champions League final. So how do you think it's going to play out with them two English teams now in Portugal?
Yeah, it's weird they moved it to Portugal, but I kind of understand with the with lockdown rules and stuff like this. But it would have been nicer to see it in England. Just play it anywhere. Play it in St James's Park or somewhere. Play it in Villa Stadium. Play it at Bet365. I'm sure Stoke needs some money, don't they? So
yeah,
play it anywhere. But yeah, it will be a lot. I think it will be a close game. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if City do win it. They do have the better squad. They have the better manager. They've had a cracking season and they've been able to just completely rest the team. So they will do anyway for the remaining games. But I do think it'll be a lot closer than what it looks on paper. I think Pep may take a bit longer to crack that Tuchel system. We've seen it, with his battles with Klopp over the last 3 or 4 years. It took him a while to get that win at Anfield, and it took him a while to get a big result over Anfield without sort of a mistake happening. That, Mane red card against City, that game was very even before that red card, and
I know
stuff like that, which just changed it. And I think we're looking at a similar battle here now for the next, 2 or 3 years between Chelsea and City. I think they will be competing for the same trophies. If Chelsea invest again this summer, I think they could push on and try a bit harder. But for me, I've gone for a 1-0 Chelsea in extra time. I think it's going extra time. Yeah, I think I can't see it. I can see it kind of being a stalemate. I think there'll be a lot of nerves in that City defence, purely because of the games that have happened already. I think there's got to be something mentally with someone like John Stones. It's got to be in the back of his head that, he's lost 2 games now against City, against Chelsea, 2-1 both games. And I think for someone like him, for some of the other City players, I think it will be playing on the minds. And if Pep can get over that, I think if he can get through to players like John Stones, and they will absolutely smash it. But I do feel like it might play in the minds, and I think it might hinder the way they play. But that's why I'm thinking maybe Chelsea might be able to nick one in extra time on the break. Timo Werner running through might actually score one for a change, but yeah, that's what I think about it. Yeah, I'm sure you've got a different view on it.
Well, the only reason is I think it'll play out similar to way we played against PSG. I think that the games that we've played against Chelsea already, I don't think you can take any of them into it. Even the one we did beat them, because obviously that was under Frank Lampard. I think their defence is a lot stronger now. But I think if we can dominate, which undoubtedly we will try and just control the ball, I can only see it being similar to what it was. I think that Riyad Mahrez will start. I think it will start with no striker.
Yeah.
I think it's difficult for him to defend against no striker because you don't know who to mark. And I think that that'll be the deciding factor into it. And I think it'll end up 2-1 City.
Yeah.
I think we will concede, but I think we've got it in us for De Bruyne, Gundogan, Mahrez, Foden. I think Bernardo Silva, if he starts, I think if I see Bernardo Silva starting, I can only see us winning. Because
really?
I think Bernardo Silva is one of the hardest working players in the Premier League. And I think that when we don't play him, I think we struggle completely. I think it's just a different team without him. He didn't play much last season. I think he struggled.
It'll be interesting to see what I think it will go down to Pep's selection. And it will go down to Pep's selection of the team. At the end of the day, I think if Pep selects the wrong team, it will bite him. And it has happened. We've seen it before. It happened last year. He selected the wrong team, and it does just bite him a lot. And as I said, if Pep can get through to the players, instill that confidence, remove that nerves, because there will be nerves in that City team. It's the first time I've ever been to a Champions League final.
Yeah, definitely.
Tuchel was there last year. And I think that's a big part of why I think Tuchel might be able to hang on till extra time. But yeah, I think if Pep gets his selection right and can keep those nerves as low as possible in that City team, get rid of the previous games, even though they were quite recent. But if he can get rid of them, City will win it. But my prediction is just purely based on the fact that I think those nerves will exist. And that's what I'm going off of, is the fact that I think it will be playing on the minds, the previous results. I think it is quite a difficult one to call, and I think it's been quite a difficult Champions League final to call for a few years now. You look at the one last year, I don't think Bayern were ever in doubt to win that game. The previous year, I don't think we were ever in doubt to beat Spurs. Previous year, I don't think Real were in any doubt to beat us. Probably we're looking at a most even final since probably that Barca United game. I don't think there's probably been a more even final since then.
Definitely.
And this will be hopefully one of the best Champions League finals we see, because the standard of football that should be on show should be amazing. So
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Just going on to the predictions for the Premier League, it has got really close. The table will be just coming up now. It's so I've had a bit of an off couple. If I hadn't had that start, I wouldn't be anywhere near this. But we're both level on 5 with the extra game. All could go down to the wire. So going into the next lot of fixtures, John has picked him, my brother. So the first fixture he's picked is City, Everton, which is something I expected him to pick. Being a City fan. So with that being in mind, and the Champions League in mind for them, he's also picked Chelsea, Villa. And then the last one was Leicester, Tottenham. So we'll start with the 2 Champions League finalists. I've gone 2-1 City. I think that 2-1 City. I think just being at home, I think a bit different. I think that Everton haven't really got much to play for.
Yeah. Well, you have fans back for this game. Is this the game you have fans back?
10,000 fans.
Yeah, I didn't realise that. I'm going to go 3-1 City. Again, I think you'll rest the team, but I think you'll be too good for that Everton side, and especially if it's Aguero's last game at home, maybe he'll start, maybe he'll grab a few goals from the fans, and it'll be a good send off for him. But I can't see anything but a City win there, to be honest.
Chelsea Villa game, Villa at home there against Chelsea.
Yeah, I think Chelsea need this though, and I think Villa have dropped off. Chelsea will probably play a semi-strong squad. They just need those 3 points. As soon as Chelsea get those 3 points, they've secured the top 4, really, haven't they? So I'm going to go 2-0 Chelsea for this.
Oh, I've gone 2-1. I think that, like you said, Chelsea need that result.
Yeah,
and they want a bit of confidence going into the Champions League final, a game they need to win. I think. Because they need to focus, even if they don't win the Champions League,
they need to stay in.
They need to be in top 4.
Yeah. So that final game then, Leicester Spurs. I think this will be. I think this Leicester team are going to bottle top 4. I think they're completely different to that Chelsea side. I don't think Rodgers has got the confidence or like the willpower to keep teams up. We've seen it loads of times, haven't we? Nearly bottled the league. Nearly bottled the league with Celtic when Rangers were there. When Gerrard joined, he bottled the league when he was at Liverpool. He bottled Champions League football last year, didn't he? Or the year before with Leicester. He's just something about him. And I can't see this game being as good as it's built out to be. So I've gone 1-1. I think it'll be a 1-1 draw. I think probably a Harry Kane penalty will see us through, and then maybe an Iheanacho screamer or something. But, yeah. So
I've gone for. I think that there's something about this Spurs team that I don't think that. I don't know. Just under Ryan Mason, I think he's got all this time where he's putting effort into it, but I just don't think that Spurs are good enough. I think that fair enough, they've got Harry Kane, but I don't think any of them actually want to play for each other at the moment, which is what Roy Keane's been saying all season. I think that they've not really been playing for each other at all, or the manager. I think that Leicester will win. I do think they will. I think that they are in quite good form with Iheanacho. So with them being at home, if it was away, I think it'd be a different story. But I think I've gone Leicester 2-1.
Yeah.
I think there will be a couple of goals in it, but I do understand where you're coming from. It is a bit of a out there one, because I had 1-1, 2-2, and then I thought, no, do you know what? I'm going to go Leicester 2-1. So I think I'm gone Leicester 2-1. I think, and I'm being a bit different than you, because if just because I think there'll be something there.
It should be an interesting finish, because I think there's going to be
so many people are going for top 4.
It's more just European football in general, isn't it? Like Spurs are going for that 5th, 6th spot, aren't they? They're going for Europa League. You've got Everton trying to get there, West Ham are trying to get there. There's a lot of teams that are battling for that final spot. I mean, Liverpool, Leicester and Chelsea are the ones that are battling for top 4. I don't think West Ham are battling for top 4. But it will be an interesting end to the season. Hopefully Liverpool get top 4. But I think the worst thing is if we got top 4 and then Chelsea finished outside the top 4 but won the Champions League, we'd miss out on Champions League football anyway. So it'd be crap.
Is that right?
I think so, yeah, because I think if United win the Europa League as well, I think that way we miss out. But
bizarre, isn't it?
Yeah. But hopefully we still get that hopefully we do get the Champions League spot, because I think it'll be massive for the Liverpool to sign some players. But yeah.
So that's everything all done now. Hopefully we can look back and see some great football, and we can discuss the great Champions League final it's meant out to be. I mean, I can't wait just to be in the pub and watching it. And
yeah. I know.
Back inside the pubs.
I've already got mine booked, table booked.
Have you?
So,
Where is it you going?
We're just going into Liverpool. So, a few of my mates. I've got mates Chelsea fan. So, and then mates are Stoke. Mate is a Stoke fan. So, me and the Stoke fan are going to be neutrals in that game, and we're just going to enjoy it. Hopefully, it's a good game of football.
I think it will be.
It should be. Yeah, if it's anything off the last 2 games, they were close games. So, hoping it's good standard. Yeah. But
anyway, I'll see you all next time we're doing this chat kit. And have you enjoyed it today, Owen?
Yes, it's been a good one. Some great kits to look at. Great discussion about the football. And looking forward to it.
All right. I'll see you next week anyway.
See you in a bit.
Bye.